that had kind of dead in the water since their bye week, right? Since their 5-game winning streak, they lost to the Browns and they were a 500 team. They go on the bye week, they come back after the bye, and they beat a fairly decent New York Giants team at MetLife Stadium, and that is the 9-5 Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens guys are currently second in the AFC North in the AFC North race, sitting at 9-5. That is the Baltimore Ravens coming in at number 8.
I think this is the perfect spot for them because they've not played well as of recent. Like they've kind of dropped from beginning of your power ranks of weeks ago to like now that they're eighth or no seventh on the list. And I just really want to see them do well in the playoffs. They haven't had that playoff success. Like I think part of the reason why they haven't played well, like as of late, is because I think they haven't used Derrick Henry as much. Like they're not getting that production out of him. I don't know if they're like saving him for the playoffs or something, but that's not helping them win games down the stretch.
Yeah, saving Derrick Henry is not a good thing when you're trying to get a home playoff game, but it is what it is. Hoffy, what do you think about Ravens sitting at number 8?
Yeah, I think that's right where they belong. I mean, they've been all over the place from, losing, the first week by a touchdown to Kansas City. That's, that was a good game, respectable, but then losing at home to the Raiders. They then beat Dallas by a field goal, and then they beat the brakes off of Buffalo, who's, one of the best teams in the league. And then close game to the Bengals. So they've been all over the place from looking like a world beater to looking like a team that, shouldn't be in the playoffs. So I think that right there in the middle of the pack is where they belong.
Yeah, so jumping over here into the comments, my CEO of the Picks and Punters, Jim, says, how are the Baltimore Ravens still top 10? A fairly decent Giants team? What, and what? Guys, the Giants defense is not bad. Let's just be honest. The Giants defense does have some pretty good players out there, right?
Buck is high on those Giants tonight.
I am high on the. I am high,
He's high on
the,
something.
I'm high on the Giants defense. I like their front seven. I think their front seven is pretty good. But Baltimore is definitely a top 10 team. And Jim, I think the Baltimore Ravens proved on Sunday that they might be getting back to their old winning ways. Now, will it repeat into, I believe they play the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? This Sunday or Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. We will see how that translates. But I think right now, number 8 for the Baltimore Ravens is a nice, solid pick. So, Jim, I got to ask you the question. If you do not like them in the top 10, who would you replace them with? Mark, any ideas of who you would possibly replace the Ravens with if they were outside of the top 10?
Well, I've seen other lists that have the Commanders on there, the Commander skins, as I call them. They might be a team that people might want on there. Like I said, we talked about the Rams. The Rams haven't been on your list, so I don't know. Maybe those two teams.
Hoffy, any idea?
No. I mean, you could talk about the Rams, but I think they beat the Rams. You could talk about the Commanders. I think they're better than the Commanders.
Yep.
I get that they lost to the Steelers, and the Steelers have a better record, and they're in first. But I still think this team, they lost to the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Again, division game. It doesn't matter the record. They always play pretty tough. But I still think that this team is better than Pittsburgh, regardless of the records. That's how I feel. And I think that this week they'll beat the Steelers, and come playoff time, Lamar Jackson will probably show Lamar Jackson things and get bounced. But on paper, this is a much better team than, the Steelers. So I think that they are deserving of the spot that they're in. They've definitely underperformed, but they're still a top 10 team.
Yeah, so guys, I figured out my audio issue. It is my internet. My internet is sending out bad frame rate right now, so that is why we're having audio issues. So guys, I definitely apologize for that 100%. But coming in at number 8, we do have the Baltimore Ravens. Now coming in at number 7 is a